Hello and welcome to Soulful Strategies with Kathleen Amy, the space where business meets intuition and systems are designed to support you, not control you. In today's episode, we're talking about simple systems, not the kind that box you in, but the kind that gently hold your business so that you're not doing everything manually, reactively, or in burnout mode, and you're really moving with intention and alignment and from a proactive place. Let's get into it. When I say systems, I know it can bring up a bit of resistance, particularly for people who really feel in alignment with the flow of energy. And that's the case for a lot of heart and soul led business owners. The idea of systems can feel rigid. There's a lot of, connotations around it. It can feel too structured, like something other people are good at or something people want to move away from because they don't subscribe to the general population's idea of systems. But here's something I want to gently invite you into, and the truth of it is that you already have systems. You use them all the time, from the way you have your morning flow, to the way you run your meetings, to the way you attract and work with new clients. They are all systems. The real question is, are they supporting you and your goals and your vision that you have? Or are they just happening by default? In my experience, soulful systems do three things really well. And that is that one, they reduce decision fatigue. Two, they free you to focus on what really matters. And three, they honor your way of working. And I want to go through these three things today in this episode. So the first thing about soulful systems is that they reduce decision fatigue. So instead of reinventing the wheel each time you go to do something, a system helps you know what happens next, what needs doing, and what can wait. And that might be as simple as a Monday content ritual or a weekly check-in with yourself. It could be having templates ready to go for client onboarding or having templates ready to bulk create your content. So having those graphic templates ready and set up in a way that you can create your content really quickly, really consistently, and in line with your brand and your audience. These little anchors are going to save you so much time and so much energy. And it's not usually because they're fancy or elaborate or involve a lot of tech, although they can. But it's usually because they stop you spiraling into overthinking. They really allow you to focus on the task at hand, or in some cases, if you have got tech involved, they allow the process to happen automatically without your involvement. And that is going to save you so much time and so much energy. There's another aspect of this, which I spoke about a couple of months ago, actually, on my TikTok and my Instagram, and that is that your systems are actually going to be energy protection for you. And what I mean by that is the way that people find you, the way that people come to work with you, the way that people interact with you, how you onboard your clients, how you book in your clients, how you offboard your clients even, that all forms part of your systems. And when set up in alignment and with intention for your business values, your target audience and your clients who you're working with and your offerings, they actually form boundaries. And boundaries on all levels: energetic boundaries, physical boundaries, spiritual boundaries, mental boundaries, emotional boundaries, because the systems, when set up correctly, will run without you having to even intervene before people even get into your space and your energy. So the way people find you to work with you, how does that happen? Do you need to send them back and forth emails, or can they just book in if that works for you? When you're onboarding somebody into your business, do you have to make the onboarding material from scratch, or do you have templates and a system set up that means that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time? It can even be as simple as having a collection of frequently asked questions that people ask when they go through the onboarding process, and having answers for them, whether that person can find the answers themselves, or when they contact you or your team, if you have a team, your team can answer them straight away. So you have a collection of standard operating procedures that you follow. This is going to save you so much of your precious energy. And we know, as soul-led people who are here to offer something to the world, your energy is everything. So these little anchors are going to save energy. The second thing that soulful systems do really well is that they free you to focus on what actually matters. And whether you love designing or writing, client support, or creating offers, your system should create more space for that. So that might mean using automations for your emails or client forms. It could be keeping a Notion or Google Drive dashboard or Trello board for easy access to things. It could be, and one that I highly recommend for my other soul-led businesses, is that scheduling your content instead of posting in the moment. That one is going to save you so much time and so much energy. Even the act of having it scheduled reduces the opportunity for you to get on there and post at the time. And then what sometimes happens is you end up scrolling. Totally speaking from experience there and what I see with other people as well. All of these things free you to focus on what actually matters, not because you have to do it all in advance, but because you deserve a business that doesn't rely on you being on and present 24/7. You deserve breaks. You deserve time off on the weekend. You deserve to spend your time on your other creative pursuits, on your other loves, on your other joys, on all the things that you want to do that make you feel alive and make you feel human outside of your business. And if your business requires you or your systems require you to be on 24/7, you haven't created a business, you've created a cage. The third thing is they honor your way of working. So there really is no one right system or the perfect system. What works for one person is not going to work perfectly for another person. Sometimes it might kind of work or it needs a little tweaking. Other times it needs to be completely different. The point is it's what works for your business and you as the being running it. So some of us are going to thrive on digital dashboards. So having everything online. I am personally someone who loves it all online and in their Google Calendar and on their Trello board. But other people prefer pen and paper. They prefer to see it visually near their desk or on their whiteboard. Some of us need those visual cues. Others need reminders that feel like a little gentle, hey, it's time to transition to the next task. Other people need that loud alarm bell. You are going to know what works for you when you understand yourself as a being so well. Soulful systems are tailored and they meet you where you are. They're not about making you more efficient as a being or optimizing yourself, although they can be if you want to. They're really about making your business more humane to you as the being that's functioning inside of it. A good system doesn't feel like pressure. It really is going to feel like an exhale, like a sigh of relief, like, oh my gosh, I finally have room to breathe. It gives you room to rest. It gives you space to respond, and it gives you clarity in your day-to-day so your energy can go where it's needed most at that point of time. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I say that all the time. It can be really simple, or it can be the most elaborate system with all the AI and all the tech that you've ever imagined. There are so many different levels. Sometimes the simplest spreadsheet or checklist can change everything for you. So I'd love to invite you to reflect today on what part of your business currently is feeling the most mentally cluttered, and what is one small system, even the tiniest checklist or calendar note or automation that might bring you a little more ease, and how can you implement that? What do you need to do, or who do you need to seek? What information do you need to find to help you implement that today? Thank you so much for being here today. If systems have felt heavy or confusing in the past, I hope this gave you permission to build them your way with softness, strategy, and sustainability in mind. You can find the blog version of this episode and gentle system building resources over at my website, kathleenamy.com.au. And as always, I'd love to hear how this landed for you over on Instagram or TikTok. You can find me there at kathleenamy.virtual. I'll see you next time on Soulful Strategies.